So it turns out that I've become borderline unintelligible. So in the interest of being direct, I'm going to say my thesis in the first paragraph, like a coward. Thesis. Is Microsoft plotting to betray Todd Almighty? Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush, Halo, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Guitar Hero, Minecraft, the game that you just lost, bitch. Microsoft owns all of the most popular franchises from my generation. Like, these games were phenomenons. Yeah, sure, like Uncharted and God of War, like they're real games and they were real popular back then, but let me tell ya, Call of Duty was God. You will kneel before its altar, and you will drink of the waters of dew, and you will be reborn. Double XP this weekend. Microsoft is to elder Zoomers what Nintendo was to millennials. Think about it. Okay, yes, Microsoft didn't cultivate a dedicated fan base through classic titles and cutting-edge hardware. No, they just fucking bought all of them. They bought the peak franchises of, like, an entire generation. The mailman could just see me screaming about video games. He's leaving now. Nintendo is still doing great. Xbox is not. They bought the world and just no one gives a shit. You see, these here franchises, these were already milked, boy. There ain't nothing left to get. Microsoft just keeps sucking. Everything they touch turns to shit, but also, is that the case? Maybe the studios they bought were just fucked already. What I do know is, if I purchased an entire generation's most beloved intellectual properties, and then continued to lose money, I would be asking questions. The question I would ask would be, did we purchase franchises whose potential has already been explored? Franchises who have zero fan goodwill left? Did we purchase the video game equivalent of a fleet of salvage title Pontiac Aztecs? Of course, this is why I'm not an executive. I can admit fault, and also I am not a reptile. Any executives at Xbox, they're not admitting fault. They're looking for someone to blame. And do you know who I would blame? Where is he? Let's see his beautiful little face. Where's my Todd? My precious. Are you like me? Do you too worry that Todd is searching for you and he will find you and you will make settlements? Worry not, as with private internet access VPN you can avoid Todd's hungry grasp. Do you realize how exposed you are? As we speak, Todd sees your every keystroke, your every desire. Your phone, tablet, computer console, and I don't know, your fridge probably, are transmitting personal data through the wide open internet. Todd isn't just going to find you, he knows what you fear. Private Internet Access VPN can protect you from the prying eyes of hackers, those ghouls over at your ISP who sell your data, and just about anyone, especially Todd, who's trying to harvest your sweet, sweet information. With Private Internet Access VPN, you can stay ahead of any and all game developers who cannot get over their damn house-building bullcrap. Oh yeah, and also nefarious actors and business ghouls trying to do shady crap. Circumvent regional blackouts and stay safe with Private Internet Access VPN, which can protect multiple devices up to your entire household with only one subscription. With PIA VPN, I can finally watch my episodes of Downton Abbey on Netflix. I know all you Abbey heads on my channel can relate. Private Internet Access has an absolute no-logs policy, which has been proven multiple times in court, so what are you waiting for? He's coming, and he's gonna sell you adhesive! By using my link, you can grab an 83% discount on Private Internet Access. That's just $2.03 a month, and that will come included with 4 extra months completely free. Thank you, Private Internet Access, for sponsoring this video. Look at his little leather jacket. Todd. You've been collecting L's like a motherfucker recently, haven't you? Hell, I sent you some of those L's. Sent them in a certified letter and everything, so you had to sign for them. Like, I know I got your ass. Bethesda as a studio has struggled to keep up with the modern world, to improve their formula in meaningful ways and inspire confidence in players that they can deliver quality experiences. I was astounded by Starfield. It's so hard to make a good video game. So I don't get mad when a game just doesn't come together. I'm sure you can find all sorts of old videos of me getting super mad all the fucking time, but the fact is, like, my hairline has reached a point. We can't be doing this shit anymore. What bothers me about Starfield is not that it didn't come together. What bothers me is that it didn't get close, like, even anywhere in the ballpark of good. And there's so much of it. It's so much time and energy and talent aimed like a laser at the most banal bullshit imaginable. This is a horrible thing to say. I've never said this about any game developers ever, but honestly, playing Starfield, all I could think was, this is what a stupid person's idea of a fun video game is. Starfield makes me mad because it makes me feel like a bad person. I don't like assuming such negative things about the people who I, used to really respect. Some of you viewers may be wondering, what is this new bunker that I find myself in? Well, the fact is that I'm staying with my best friend. You know, I've known him for over a decade now, and he's really helped me out in this difficult time, while I, pick up everything, get my life back together, find an apartment, And we met through Skyrim. Skyrim is like a part of my life, a part of the relationships in my life even. I don't like asking the question, was Skyrim a fluke? Now, that is not to say Skyrim's better than Oblivion or the older, more RPG, mechanic-heavy Bethesda things. It's just, my point is, Microsoft bought Bethesda for that success. They didn't buy it for Morrowind. What I want to discuss is the sort of veiled threat that the Oblivion remaster represents, which I suspect has been accompanied by unveiled threats behind big, important, businessy closed doors, right? When people ask Todd to drop the old creation engine that Bethesda's been working on for years, Todd always says the same thing. The creation engine is great, it's flexible, Bethesda staff are familiar with it and can build environments quickly. The fact is, you really can't make a Bethesda game without the signature look and feel of Bethesda Game Studios, and the Well, here it is. They did it. Elder Scrolls in another game engine. Apparently there's some bits of Gamebryo slumbering in there, whatever the fuck. The point is that the Oblivion remaster was made with both another studio and Bethesda, and it was also made in Unreal Engine. It looks like an experiment to me. Whether or not this works, that's up to you. That is up to all of y'all. I personally am super unhappy with the performance, as I always am with Unreal Engine 5 games. The fact is, I did not come here today to tell you how Bethesda should do their jobs. That's not my job. That's Microsoft's job. Considering that Bethesda has always handled Elder Scrolls in-house and for decades now, only in the creation engine or, the Gamebryo predecessor, I see a threat here. Is it just me? Microsoft does not want to need Bethesda to make Elder Scrolls. They don't want to need their fucking engine, so they can fire all the dudes that know how it works. Like, fuck it. They don't want to need the staff or the studio or anything. You can just make Elder Scrolls Studios and Fallout Studios and pump out whatever you fucking want, right? 8 million remasters, anyone? Companies hate needing people. People are inconsistent, they're flighty, they ask for things like money or for me to stop hitting them. Companies like IP and assets and copyrights and all those tasty assets. They like solid things with price tags, not whiny-ass people they keep needing to fucking pay. They'd get rid of them all if they could. They're actively trying to. Microsoft is trying to figure out if they can get away with something. This, so far, it looks like they might not be able to, but I don't think they're gonna stop trying. Microsoft wants to know if they can exploit Bethesda's intellectual property without the absolute fucking dumpster fire that is Bethesda. I have a difficult time blaming them, even if this is certainly a calculated money ghoul move, to ensure that they don't need any particular staff. Starfield was finished. It clearly wasn't rushed out the door, broken, or busted. It was just stupid. It was a bad game. Microsoft bought a collection of very valuable IP, which, that Fallout show certainly showed there's a lot of money in this. But they also bought a series of hollowed out, mismanaged studios. Arcane has already bled all the talented staff. They're a ghost. Bethesda, well, as I'm asking, I'm not sure if they were actually very good in the past. They might have just gotten lucky with like a few little design elements and they didn't even realize what they did. Was it just lightning in a bottle which took this sort of more niche RPG and made it for COD bros? Listen, all I can say is I'm glad they made Skyrim because I needed a place to stay. Bethesda and Microsoft do fascinate me. The relationship between the two of them is something which we'll probably never know the true nature of, but I will bet my bottom. That's right, you Randy Stallions, it's a recession and you can all take a turn. That Phil Spencer hates Todd Howard.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen...
Phil Spencer, to be clear, Seems like a swell guy. That is a swell guy smile, you feel me? Of course, this is an important lesson that all you young men need to hear. A swell guy is not a good guy. Oh, those guys way up on the corporate ladder, yeah, they seem super swell and friendly, and then the knives come out. This game is a threat, and I just have a hard time seeing it as anything else. I think it's sort of warranted. What is going on with Bethesda? Elder Scrolls is not Bethesda's IP anymore. It's Microsoft's. And I don't blame Microsoft for frankly being like, okay, this is your intellectual property, you're very attached to it, it's this thing that you do and you've always done, but you need to prove that you do it better than anyone else can. Because if you can't, then we will find someone else. Todd, if you try to make me build settlements again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. People play games like that, right? With the swords and the spells and the werewolves for fucking adventure. Whether Bethesda can still deliver, remains to be seen. But I do speculate, and it is just speculation, that a lot is riding on the Elder Scrolls 6, and this is very much a threat. Todd, can I say, I do love your work so much, and considering what you've done for me, and even my friendships, like, you're allowed to stay with me at my friend's house. We can share his toilet. We can all hang out. Oh, before I end the video, I have one note on the remaster. I like that they added sub-races, so I could measure all of their skulls. It seems that mainland Dark Elves commit way more crimes. Who would have thunk? It's all in the perennial fold, you see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon with a capital E essay. Alright gamers, here's the outro. I've been reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. History is hard to know because of all the hired bullshit, but even without being sure of history, it seems entirely reasonable to think that every now and then the energy of a whole generation comes to a head in a long, fine flash, for reasons that nobody really understands at the time, and which never explain, in retrospect, what actually happened. Yeah, I give the remaster like 6, 7 out of 10, I guess. Good cobble detail. They really cobbled those fucking stones, let me tell you.